Is the 2030 agenda, in your assessment, on track, and are we on the right path?
Yes, we are in the right path because now there is a political will on most of the states to go on. The experiences of last projects, no? Since 45, we are making in the UN programs and plans in order to get development, sustainable development. But all of them were a failure. Last one in 2000, the Millennium Development Goals also were a failure. Then we cannot now have the possibility of a failure with the SDGs. And that's why we are optimistic that we can do it. Even if, as I said in my speech, we are skeptical about financing because we know how the capitalist system and financial institutions work, the greed that it's involved in all this question of financing, the way as it works, the system, make us to be realistic, and we will not be. Of course, a lot of at least the accomplish of the Addis Ababa compromises must be done, but we are not so optimistic of what will happen in matter of financing, and that's why we are looking for different ways. In the case of my country, if tax evasion that is produced through the tax havens, only tax evasion that it goes illegally out of my country to tax havens, only with that money we will be absolutely full and necessary. That's the only financing that we will need. If that money will not be going out of my country illegally, we have all the possibilities for financing our objectives in the SDGs, and by 2030 we can accomplish those objectives, even if there is not the official financing. But we need these people to people. Not all the financial institutions are the same. Then that's why we trust in CIFA, that we can be good partners and go directly the financing of the programs that we are doing with the small communities, with cooperatives, with small enterprises. And that's why we are confident that we will accomplish by the year 2030 to have in my country the elimination of poverty, the elimination of hunger, and the rest of the objectives.
Excellent. In your estimation, moments like these where we are able to find in the same room a very diverse group of stakeholders from the private sector, business, and from the public sector, like yourself, what value do you see in terms of advancing the dialogue? Are these productive? Are these the moments that really some work can get done and concrete solutions developed?
Of course, because the dialogue is essential, because we understand each other more than ever in the past. Here, all speakers in today's meeting have raised the issue that in the past projects, including the 2000, the Millennium, were not a dialogue between governments and private sector, between institutions, international organizations, financing international organizations, and the people who are doing the projects in our countries, especially in developing countries. Then, that the dialogue helps first to understand each other, to know what are the limits of each other, and second, to explore new ways, not traditional ways, in order to get the financial that would be convenient for both parts.